Your opinion pillar should be bold and polarizing. To move from one stage to the next, your ideal customer must experience a mindset shift. If you're a content creator, I'm sure you're familiar with the term content pillars. And if you're not, they're literally categories of topics you want to consistently talk about in your content. They might help you categorize your content, but they don't do anything to make your message stick. They don't help you stand out from the competition and attract people that are actually interested in the solution you offer with your free content and paid offers. They are just buckets of topics. And I know this because I used to make this mistake until I changed my approach completely. And that's when I grew my small sub making account from 0 to hundreds of thousands and 6 figures in under 1 year. So here's what you need to do. Swap the word content with the word opinion. So now you'll be able to build a narrative that will attract your ideal audience and bring them one step closer to following you and eventually working with you. Let me explain. So I'm a framework person. I love frameworks because they give structure and make things easy to remember. And so naturally, as I was developing my own opinion pillars, I ended up developing a really simple framework around it called the MORE framework, which I'm excited to share with you today in this video. The first letter of the framework is M, which stands for message. Think of opinion pillars as the containers for your personal brand's message. So how you communicate your mission, your values, and brand personality with your target audience. Having 3 to 5 opinion pillars is a good balance, although I personally think 3 is the perfect number, as 5 tends to be a little too many and might dilute your overall message. And that's because opinion pillars allow you to dissect your brand's overarching message into manageable, easy to digest chunks of content. Think of them like pieces of the puzzle of your brand's mission. If you've never done a brand messaging exercise for your own business, a great way to start is to go back to square one and write down your manifesto. And a manifesto is essentially why your small business exists, its purpose, and why people should care about your brand. Here's how to do that. First of all, open a blank document and start to write down these 3 key things. Number 1, your origin story. This is where you came from, the root cause that made you decide to create the business you now have or are building. Number 2, your anti-values, what you don't want, what you really despise, and what you're fighting against with your mission. Like, what problem are you solving? And then number 3 is your values, like what are you fighting for and what ideal solution you're offering your ideal client. These 3 points form a belief system that is going to deeply relate to your target audience's problems and desires. I actually wrote my manifesto fairly recently after I decided to pivot and rebuild my personal brand from scratch. So here it is as an example. My origin story is I built a successful 6 figures soap-making business, but after a couple of years in, I started feeling trapped in this tiny niche with no room to grow and evolve as a person. My whole business was so dependent on social media and I felt burnt out and I felt completely disconnected from reality. And so I quit social media and decided to express my thoughts and monetize my expertise through slower forms of marketing such as email and YouTube. My anti-values are constricting myself into a super narrow niche, hustling on short form social media platforms for growth, or chasing views instead of connecting with an audience that actually cares about the solution of my offer. And on the other hand, I value being in full alignment with the content I share, and my solution to achieve that is having the confidence to share your unique ideas and put messaging at the forefront of my content strategy. So take some time to think about these 3 key points and write down your own manifesto. And once you're done, underline the words and the sentences. Remember, the goal is to end up with about 3 main opinion pillars. If you end up with too many opinion pillars, that's okay. Just let them sit there and go back to them with fresh eyes. Chances are that some have overlapping messages. You can just blend into one strong opinion pillar. O stands for original. Your opinion pillars should feel original. They should offer a fresh new perspective. And I know what you may think, like there is no such a thing as purely original content, and I fully agree. Everything is already being created. We are not really trying to reinvent the wheel here. But there is original thinking, and original thinking comes from the fact that you are the only one in the world with your unique story, made up of your experiences and understanding of the world. Original thinking is is never a copy-paste information your audience has heard a million times. Originality is what will allow you to create content with more nuance, depth, and individuality that is truly unique to you. And that is precisely what is going to allow you to differentiate yourself and stand out from the competition. So let me give you an example of my own experience. In my manifesto, I value the importance of being in alignment with the content I share. And a boring content pillar could be something like tips to be your most authentic self. Instead, I'm going to develop that into an original opinion, such as, in order to grow your platform, you must be content confident, which does not only mean you should be authentic and aligned with yourself, it also means that you should not shy away from sharing your opinions, which is key to standing out and getting your platform noticed. See how much deeper the narrative has become? Your opinion pillars should be bold and polarizing because they serve as magnets that will attract people who align with your mindset and repel those that don't believe in your mission. Once they have attracted the right audience, the next step is to trigger a reaction in your audience's mind. Are you familiar with the content funnel? If not, at the top we have people who are problem aware. They know they have a problem but are unsure as per what solution they actually need. In the middle, that's when they become solution aware. So finally, they are aware that there is a solution to their problem, and that's the one you offer or the one of your competitors. And then right at the bottom, they are offer aware. These people are deciding whether they want to go with your solution and your offer or not, and need to make up their mind about what you offer. To move from one stage to the next, your ideal customer must experience a mindset shift. Let me give you an example using my friend Clara's YouTube channel as an example. So Clara is a YouTube specialist and a good one too. Her target audiences has one problem. Their YouTube channel isn't growing. They often come to her saying things like, the algorithm hates me. And that's a limiting belief that is preventing them to find a solution. But then they encounter Clara's content where she focuses on showcasing case studies of creators that have grown their channels from 0 to millions in wildly different ways, while staying true to themselves. And one of our main opinion pillars is that the foundation to all of our videos is
the good thing about success, though, is that it always leaves clues.
success always leaves clues. In her videos, she analyzes how these creators have not grown a massive following by chance, but through a combination of proven video strategies and through embracing their uniqueness and connecting with their target audience. And so that's the necessary mindset shift that will cause a reaction in Clara's audience's mind. And only once they have that reaction, that's when they will want to learn more about the solution she offers with her free content and her paid offers. The last letter of the MORE framework is E for Embody, and serves more as a litmus test to check whether the opinion pillars you chose are the right ones for your personal brand. So embody literally means to give a body, so to give tangible form to something abstract like an idea or a feeling. You want to be able to embody the opinions you share. For example, if your opinion pillars is something like reading is the key to becoming a better person, and you truly believe that, but then you're not actually making time for reading in your daily life and rather watch TV, well, then maybe you're not ready to make that opinion into a pillar yet. However, keep in mind that you can have an opinion pillar you're building towards as well. For example, even if you have an idea or a process you want to share that you think is so important but you still haven't quite mastered yet, you can share your journey and your progress towards that. Eventually, that can evolve into an offer you sell, and your audience will have developed trust in your knowledge and skills because they've witnessed you navigate the challenges firsthand. One of the best ways to do that is to show the behind the scenes of your work through video content here on YouTube or other social media platforms. And this is exactly what I did in my previous soap making business. I started with no knowledge about soap making at all, but I shared my learning journey. And over time, I developed expertise, I gained the confidence to share bold opinions and amplify my message, grew my platform and monetized my passion with a trusted, profitable online course. And even right now, I'm sitting here sharing what I've learned through my past experiences as I did in this video, but at the same time, I don't have it all figured figure it out yet. Like, there are some new ideas and strategies I want to incorporate in my new vision, but to be honest, I haven't quite perfected them yet. And so you might be in a similar situation. And so don't underestimate the power of your opinions when they're fueled by passion for learning, and embrace embodying the practice and turning it into content. In fact, next week I will share with you the one skill I believe to be key to creating content and growing an audience, especially if you're short on time or creating content part-time, which is what I'm doing. It's a skill I'm still learning to master, but I can't wait to share everything about it with you in the next video. I will see you there.